Hey Gemini, and welcome to your spiritual messages for the middle of September, and of course any other time that you're guided to watch, as the intention of my message is always to be timeless. And if for some reason if this reading does not resonate, please don't forget to check your other placements, because according to the astrology in the sky, you could be resonating with another placement than just your sun sign. So be sure to check your moon, rising, Venus, or Mars if that's the case. And also, I would like to quickly mention that if you ever feel guided to get a reading from me, all of my information is in the description box below. I offer $25 30-minute readings, whether that's a love reading or a personal reading, or you can get both for a combined price of $50, and that'll be an hour long. So you definitely get your money's worth. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Happy full moon, Gemini. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're setting your intentions to release whatever you feel is blocking you during this time. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. I'm going to start by pulling what's at your center, what's crossing you, what's crowning you, what's rooting you, what's your recent past, and what you need to know. And I'm going to do something a little bit different this time around. For your center, I'm going to be pulling an oracle card. So let's see what comes up for you. This is the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. All right, so what is at the center of Gemini during this time? What is the highest message for them? Whoa, we have two cards for you, Gemini. And go figure, right? You do exude two energies. Beautiful. The first one is soul time. We have the frequency of soul time asks us to, sorry if that's too bright. 1 second. Asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. Beautiful. That's number 40, so that could be a significant number for you. Your other card is number 18, Cosmic Flower. The frequency of Cosmic Flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. Beautiful. And then we have throat chakra over here, just kind of as an underlying energy as well. But I feel like with this soul time, I feel like you're starting to recognize that you're more than just your physical self, right? There's a timeless part of us that never dies, even if we transition from this life to the other life and what have you. There's a part of you that is eternal, right? And that's the part that never dies. And that's why a lot of people think that death is an ending, but really it's not an ending, it's just a transition. So you could be coming to an understanding of that. You could be understanding more that we're just, just drifting souls here, where this is all temporary. What's everlasting is really what we do with our souls, who we were before this life, and so on. So I feel like you're at a very reflective state of not just you, but the universe and how you play a part in it. Yeah, you're starting to understand that you yourself are limitless. It's just our 3D bodies that are mortal, right? Maybe a death recently happened in your family, and you're starting to recognize that death is not the end. It's just the beginning of another lifetime, right? Depending on what you believe in. But I feel like if you're watching tarot, you definitely believe in reincarnation, past lives, and things of that nature. So if that resonates for you, great. Otherwise, if it doesn't, you don't have to take it. But that's just kind of what I'm feeling here. I feel like you're really just tapping into your soul and ignoring the ego, where the ego cares too much about the mundane things, right? The ego cares about luxuries and what other people are doing, things like that. And I feel like whether you're being advised to get out of your ego and get more into a soul space, that could be a message, or the message is also that you are becoming more aware of your soul versus the ego. So let's go ahead and see what the message for you here is. All right, it says, as part of a duality-based world, the concept of time has been defined throughout human history in linearity, with the past, a present, and a future. We look back at where we came from, apply lessons learned to our present, and move forward with expectations that are derived from the past. Linear time has been comprehensible and has made our future somewhat predictable. The story of our human history is told from the viewpoint that we are born into this world once and leave when we physically die. It's a straightforward story. Now that we're awakening into a consciousness of a much larger story than a singular lifetime on Earth in a defined three-dimensional reality, we slowly start to realize that time as we knew it no longer applies. Besides going back into the past and going forward into the future, we find spaces that are far and in between, spaces that are infinite and non-linear. We have arrived in soul time. Soul time means having access to all the experiences that the soul has been through, is going through, and will go through, all in any given moment that we choose. To demonstrate this evolution of linear time, the soul time activation has been created from a repetition of the infinity sign. The purple refers to our connection to the higher realms and source, a connection that needs to be securely established in order for us to experience time outside the reality, outside the reality of three-dimensionality. The yellow is our inner power and the way we manifest ourselves here on Earth. The hexagons in the image refer to the form-based world, which is linear and three-dimensional, yet an equal component in our experience of reality and time. Try this. Close your eyes and contemplate for a moment your infinity as a soul. What is your soul's curriculum? What circumstances and experiences have you created for yourself so you can evolve toward your highest expression? Are you including the messages that come to you through your dreams and your intuition? Keep a dream journal so you don't miss the thing. Beautiful. So maybe even your dreams are telling you things that you wouldn't really expect to hear about or see about in your waking life. Maybe a dream is what kind of got you into this energy of starting to question other parts of yourself. Maybe a past life dream, who knows? So let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper here and see what's going to come up with the tarot. Okay, so as always, I'm going to pull the spread first, and then I'll be using another deck for clarification. So I'm going to pull another card to get a deeper insight of the soul time, but first I'm going to place down the rest of the spread. So hang tight, you could skip forward if you want. All right, so let's see what's crossing the soul time. We have 7 of Wands. Crowning that is the High Priest. Beautiful. When I was doing the pre-shuffle, the High Priest came out twice. So very significant message for you here. Your rooting energy is strength. Recent past is the Page of Cups. And what does Gemini need to know? I just saw a card flip, but I don't think it actually did. 9 of Cups. Beautiful. So we have Taurus energy, we have Leo energy, water sign energy, fire sign energy, and water sign again. At the bottom deck, we have the Queen of Rockets, so more fire sign energy. So this is the Queen of Wands, basically. But you're feeling confident, Gemini. I feel like you are finally just releasing things that are no longer working for you and going towards the things that do. There's this very can-do attitude about you. There's this very determined attitude about you that you just know that you can have what you want, and you go after it. And if you don't go after it, then you definitely just sit back and relax and attract it towards you. But I feel that you are exuding confidence during this time, and it was after a challenging time, and I feel like you are still kind of going through a lot of challenging times, but again, you have it with a very positive spirit is what I feel here. So let's go ahead and see what this Queen of Wands is about. What is Gemini feeling confident about? Oof. We have the High Priestess, but she's coming out in the reverse. Whatever you were hiding from people, you're starting to bring it out into the surface. 10 of Swords, painful ending. Yeah, I felt challenges, even though I didn't really see it in the tarot. I just kind of felt it, that you have been going through a lot. There have been endings with people or just things that you had to put in the back burner. And some of the stuff that happened, you just kept it to yourself. Maybe you felt like you wouldn't get the compassion and understanding from people if you spoke your truth, or you just didn't feel like explaining yourself. You know, I feel like it's a very Gemini thing to just be like, I don't have to tell you how I feel because I just don't want to talk to you, literally. It's kind of what I feel here, but there's this confidence about you that you're now going to reveal what needs to be said. You're going to reveal your secrets. And I feel like it has to do with this painful ending. Let's see what this High Priestess is about. Eight of Swords. Yeah, there's something in your mental state that is getting the best of you. Two of Swords. Dang, a lot of swords here. But I mean, you are Gemini, so it's natural for it to pop up. But there's something that you've been in your head a lot about, and you were keeping it to yourself, but now you're not, because you're starting to gain the confidence to speak your truth. After a period of being in denial, trying to ignore that truth, trying not to see what's been in front of you, for whatever reason. I think it's going to be different for everyone, so there's no need to try to dive in deeper and figure that out. You're going to know what your situation is. So whatever that is, you're gaining confidence to move past it. You're taking the blindfold off, essentially, is what I feel here with the High Priestess in the reverse. Where you once didn't want to express something, you're now going to express it, and you're going to do it with confidence. And I feel like it has to do with this soul time energy, right? It's like you're starting to understand that there's more to life than this life. There's more to life than the things we do, the jobs we have, the people we meet in our life. And I feel like you're gaining confidence surrounding that energy, and it's making you take things more lightheartedly, because once you realize we're just passing souls in this lifetime, you tend to take things so seriously, and there's a more approachable energy to life, if that makes sense. So let's clarify this soul time. What's making you feel like this? Three of Pentacles with the King of Wands. I feel like it's you. It's your divine masculine and divine feminine energy coming together and understanding that you are part of one. That your souls have two energies, but they work better together. And you're trying to collaborate them together. With that Three of Pentacles. Two of Swords, yeah. It's either you make them work together, or you're going to have issues of energies being split here. Yeah, Four of Cups. There's a lot that you're ignoring. So this could be a message for someone to get more into your soul space if you feel that you've gone way too much into the 3D. And by that I mean just caring way too much about the surface level things. Okay, like I said, like what kind of cars you drive, what house you have, things like that, what people you hang out with, what other people are doing. I feel like you could be ignoring your soul's calling, and that's why this is coming forward here, especially with that High Priestess in the reverse. That could be someone ignoring their intuition because they're scared. But like I said, with the Queen of Wands, you're gaining that confidence to start believing in your intuition as well. Okay, but with the soul time, to be clarified, with the Three of Pentacles and the Two of Swords, I feel like that's what I'm telling you. I felt like you don't really want to talk to people. You don't really want to explain to people what it is that you're feeling. You're ignoring people right now. You're very defensive, and it could be the ego that is very defensive and not you so much. I feel like this message is for someone to recognize that it's better to get into a soul space and to get out of an ego energy. Okay, because your background card was Cosmic Flower. This says it activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. So there could be an energy that you feel a little bit lost. You feel like you don't have a home. Whether you have a physical home to come to, I feel like you don't feel that you have a sanctuary because you're so caught up in the egotistical aspects of life and you're unwilling to work with them. Okay, but we'll see how that resonates as we keep moving along here, because your crossing energy is the Seven of Wands. So this is that defensive energy that I'm feeling. But like I said, I feel like this is the ego and it's not really you. There's a lot of resistance here, a lot of ignoring, a lot of not wanting to see the truth, a lot of not listening to your intuition. The moon, yeah, more cards about secrets and hidden and fears. I feel like you're fighting with yourself. It could be you fighting with your higher self, thinking that if you surrender to a higher power than you, like your 3D self, that you're going to lose control. Or maybe you feel that you're not capable of being a strong, intuitive person. Maybe you feel like you don't have gifts in that way, and you're scared to tap into that. So you fight them off. Okay, but then we have the star at the bottom of the deck over here. So what you're not really seeing is that there is a beautiful, magnetic, magical energy about you. But if you drop the weapons and you surrender to it, you'll feel what this energy is, and it's a very healing, magical energy. But because you're fighting it off and you're scared about it, you haven't really felt it yet. Let's see what's being hidden here. The Queen of Wands. Again. The Queen of Wands is more in her ego. I gotta be honest. The King and the Queen of Wands are definitely more ego-based. Okay, they're more about appearance. They're more about passion and attraction and desire. Whereas the King and the Queen of Cups, if we compare, would be more intuitive, more about the soul space. And the Queen of Wands, she isn't as much. She's very confident in herself. But I feel like you're confident in yourself about, again, the egotistical parts of life, the 3D aspects of life. So I feel like that message is going to be to get more into your soul space. Once again, I'm just going to keep saying that. Because, I mean, I'm figuring it out as I go too, okay? I'm not going to know exactly what your energy is. I have to dive into it and analyze it myself as well. So this is how I'm feeling it as we continue. At the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. This is your truth. There's a truth that you are running away from, essentially, by ignoring your soul and only caring about the ego. Okay? And the ego doesn't have to be evil or anything like that. It doesn't mean you're a bad person or that you don't care about other people. It just means that you care about things that don't really matter. Like, what can you take with you to the next lifetime? Is the kind of question you have to ask yourself, right? Like, what sort of agenda do you have that's going to help you become a better soul, not a better person? Because a better person is, again, more physical. Kind of want to get one more card here about what this Queen of Wands and the Moon is about. Five of Swords, there it is, ego. That's what the Five of Swords is all about. Yeah, it's like it's like you're trying to always be right and you're ignoring your intuition. You refuse to stay quiet when you need to. With that Queen of Wands, it's like she's really confident about not following her intuition because she thinks she knows better than her intuition, which is really interesting. That's just how I'm feeling it. But she knows deep down that it doesn't feel good when she does that. It doesn't feel good when she ignores her intuition. It doesn't feel good when she makes other people feel like this. Like, yeah, I won the argument, but at what cost? See, here we go. This is what's in the background energy, the Empress with justice. As soon as you recognize your faults of being in your ego too much, you're going to unlock all this power here, which is you being the Empress, where she has all the qualities of each queen, but in a very balanced way. And as I say balanced, justice is here as well. So there's a need to bring balance from your ego and your soul. Definitely, I think your soul needs more love. Your soul needs some tender love and care, that's for sure. If you feel that you've been ignoring it, or if you feel like you haven't really tapped in. And if you're looking for ways to how can I tap more into my soul, definitely start meditating. That's a huge way to give your soul some TLC for you to connect with your higher self and see that we're something bigger than just this 3D life. But of course, like it says, also take in account that we are in a 3D life and it's still very much important, right? That's what the horizontal lines are about. Okay, so let's keep moving. Your counting energy is the High Priest. So I feel like you do want to awaken. You do want to have these beliefs about you to be stronger, for you to have something to feel confident in when it comes to your beliefs, right? And not be led astray by your ego. The High Priest is spiritual advisement. So I feel that you do want spiritual advisement in some way. So, hey, that's why you're watching this video, right? We have the 8 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. Wow, with the 9 of Wands coming through. So we have 2 8s here. And we have the 9 of Wands. You want to take action and move towards the things that are in your highest favor. Over here we have the 9 of Cups. This 8 of Cups is walking towards her 9 of Cups. And I feel like you're tired of being in this victim mentality where you feel that people are always out to get you with that 9 of Wands. Okay, you've been through a lot, like I said, with that 10 of Wands as well. Maybe that's why you are in an ego, because people constantly hurt you and disappoint you. And you're wondering, why does this keep happening? Why do I keep dealing with the same crap of people hurting me and leaving me out to dry and making me feel guarded like this? And I think it's, again, you care too much about what other people are doing and not enough about what you are doing, right? It's like that saying goes, like, maybe I'm the problem, right? Because if you find yourself in cycles over and over again of dealing with the same kind of people that are purposely in your life to push your buttons, it's because you're not learning a lesson to just let it go. The soul doesn't care what other people are doing. The soul doesn't want to get revenge or take jabs at people. It just wants to keep moving forward. This is the soul walking away, knowing when it's time to walk away. And that's what you ultimately want to do, because you're tired of being in this 9 of Wands where you're constantly feeling wounded and disappointed and hurt by people. And there's this energy about you with that High Priest that wants you to understand that part of yourself, to get a higher understanding of yourself for your own benefit. What's rooting you is the Strength card. That you have to be strong, right? That you have to keep pushing forward, keep moving forward. And you are doing just that. That's why it's here as your supporting energy, because you are doing the right thing. I feel that the fact that you're conscious enough to know that you want more out of life, to know that you want a higher understanding, that's a great indication that you are a very special soul. It always starts somewhere, right? I was definitely there. I lived in a very ego-based life and I was not happy. When I finally released myself from that, I opened my world to a different perspective, and I'm so much happier than that. Of course, I'm still working on that every day. That's why I resonate with this Strength card, because I feel like you have to be strong to know that there's more to life than what feeds the ego and what feeds the soul. So I feel like you're at the beginning stages of that, of knowing that as hard as it is to kind of keep your mouth shut sometimes when you want to argue with people because they made you feel some type of way, sometimes it's better to just let it be, because you know that, you know, they'll get theirs. If they really treated you poorly, they'll get theirs. They'll get their karma. You don't have to do anything. You can just let bygones be bygones. But of course, expressing your truth when you really, really feel that you should. But that's where your intuition comes in, because your intuition is going to let you know when it's time to say something and when it's time to not, right? Like knowing when to pick your battles. And there's a lot of strength in knowing when to pick your battles instead of always choosing violence, right? And someone could be a really strong coffee person, or someone could be a really big coffee person. Let's see what else pops up here. King of Cups, beautiful. Here's that emotional sensitivity. Here's the vulnerability, the intuition, the psychic powers that I was feeling when I compared the King and the Queen of Cups versus the King and the Queen of Wands. The Hangman. you're starting to see things from a different perspective. You're starting to see them from more soul space. And that could be new for you. That's why there's this need to have strength surrounding that, to just keep trusting your heart. Maybe you have issues with trusting your heart, and that's the problem. Maybe you have a closed heart chakra, for all you know, because of so much disappointments that you've had in the past, that it's hard for you to let people in and really trust them. And I feel like that's changing, though. Your heart is activating. There's people in your life who are making you feel more comfortable to be emotional and vulnerable. But there is a need to look at things from a different perspective. But you are gaining enlightenment in that. Your recent past is the Page of Cups. So I feel like this is you wanting to change a leaf, or wanting to turn a new leaf. Not wanting to be in your ego anymore. This is you wanting to apologize when it's time to apologize. Reach out to people when you feel that maybe I crossed the line a little bit. Three of Wands with the King of Pentacles. I feel that you just want stability. You just want things to be at peace. And there's this energy of you waiting for that. Waiting for an apology. Maybe you're waiting for an apology, or waiting to give the apology. Waiting to see when is the right time. The Star, beautiful. Here comes that healing energy. Okay, that's way too much, but I feel like you're waiting for a healing. You're waiting for a heart chakra activation. You're waiting for emotional invitations, whether it's with other people or just yourself. Ace of Pentacles, here's that stability again. A new beginning in that. This is beautiful energy for the recent past, and I feel like that's why you're starting to have this new truth, this awakening of a higher part of yourself. Like, I don't know why I was feeling very... Oh yeah, I think when the Star popped up for a little bit, I was just feeling that you are a very special, magical soul. You just have to allow yourself to explore that. What you need to know is the Nine of Cups. Emotional satisfaction within oneself and having all your wishes come true. You are going to have that if you don't already, but I feel that there's a lot for you to be happy with right now at this moment. Ask yourself, how is my soul feeling? And I feel like you'll see that you are really happy in life. Maybe the ego is just never satisfied. The ego always wants more. The ego wants something different, a shiny new car, whatever it is. But the soul space is, your soul is happy, it's satisfied. Of course, if you feel that your soul needs more love and care, then do so, right? But I feel like right now, if you were to ask yourself, do I have everything that I need in this life to be happy? The answer would be yes. Whoa. The Devil. See, I feel like the Devil is the ego again. Creeping back in to remind you that, no, we're not happy. We don't have what we want. I'm unsatisfied. I fear a lot. I doubt everything. And that's something that you have to look hard within yourself and know that that's not the truth. It's just a negative perception. It's just a bad thought pattern that you're tied to and needs to be released. It's a very strong energy though. Yeah. Queen of Swords, Three of Swords. It's time for you to get serious with yourself when you feel that. When you start feeling that negative part of you come out again. I mean, you are Gemini, so there could be like two sides of you. That one part of you is very happy and driven about being happy. And then there's this other part of you that fights with people, that gets very egotistical. That a part of you that maybe you don't even like yourself. And with this Queen of Swords, I feel like you're trying to fight through that energy though. You're trying to bring balance into it, because it brings you pain and sadness when you have these outbursts towards people or within yourself that aren't a true reflection of how you really feel. So maybe that's a small message for someone out there. But when that happens, I feel that meditation would really be a great tool for you to find balance in that. Honestly, meditation is magic. If everyone meditated, it would be a much better world. So I highly recommend that if you have issues of that nature, where you feel like sometimes you have these outbursts that you don't really know where they're coming from with that devil card, because you end up hurting people when you do that, and you end up hurting yourself. So definitely meditation, or just setting the intention to not have those outbursts and however you feel, or journaling is another great tool. All right, Gemini, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope this reading resonated. I hope I brought you clarity and insight during this time. If it did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell button so you receive notifications when I post again. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.